Hello, hello, all you adventurous travelers and awesome world travelers. I hope you're getting inspired this weekend at the New York Travel Festival. I wish I could be there with you, but then again, it is pretty great here at beautiful Lake Taupo, New Zealand, as you can see. My name is Lash. I'm an American who's been out traveling the world pretty much continuously since 1998. Let's see, this is 2014, so that makes 16 years of continuous world travel so far. I'm still enjoying it. I don't have any intentions of stopping anytime soon. I plan to travel another 10 to 15 years or until I feel tired or find a place I want to stop. But I'm allowed, but it's not like I'm forcing myself to travel the world. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. I've been asked to tell you how I became a world traveler. That was pretty much a fluke. When I was in university, my boyfriend and I took a little jaunt to a weekend bed and breakfast retreat. And around about that time, a friend of ours had just returned from a 6-month world trip. So that story was kind of in the air among our friends and family. I'm not sure what we were talking about that weekend. I just remember that David said, "Hey, Lash, maybe we should go on a world trip." And something inside me went click, and I knew that's what I was going to do with my life. I don't mean I thought, "Oh, wow, that's a great idea," or I felt inspired. I mean, I knew, like a knowing, that's what I was going to do with my life. So when we got back from the weekend, I immediately started preparing for my world trip. At that point, I had no idea how I was going to do it in terms of how I would get there, how I would get around, what I would eat, where I would stay. I just knew I was going to do it. So I began researching and preparing. I was going to university full time, and I was also working on my first career as a hair designer. But in all my free time, I spent that preparing for my future world trip. Every week I would go to the Carnegie Mellon Public Library and take out as many books on travel as I could find. They were a lot of picture books, books about specific countries, some travel guides, stories written by travelers, tips, how-to, safety issues. And I read all those books. I read about all the Pacific Islands, New Zealand. That's when I planned my trip to New Zealand. About South America, Central America, the Caribbean, Europe. And I took all those when I was reading them, I took all these notes. And what I did is I made this big world travel file folder. And I took all my extensive notes and I put them in that file by category, by country, and then by topic, like cost, safety, transportation, and travel tips. That world travel file is still somewhere in my dad's house in Western Pennsylvania. So there you go. That was my big aha moment. Now, I did try talking to David about this trip several times, but as it turned out, it was just a fluke comment on his part. He didn't have any intentions really of going on a world trip. So eventually, I moved to Kyoto, Japan in 1991 to save money to travel the world. And David, as far as I know, is still in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So there you go. So that was my aha moment on travel. But I think I probably was actually subconsciously preparing to become a traveler ever since I was a kid. There were all these things that I happened in my life that gave me the skills, the interest, and the experience to become a traveler. For instance, while I was growing up, it just happened that my family moved to a new state about every 5 years. So it became normal to me to move from one place to a new place, and I'd have to meet new friends, go to a new school, get settled into a new place. And so it just became normal and natural to me to leave one place behind and go on to the next place. So I'm sure that gave me the skills to meet new people easily and not be afraid of getting to a new place or feeling like I needed to stay in one place the rest of my life. Then, when I was about 10 years old, my parents got really into nature, the outdoors, and hiking. So, from that point on, my family did a lot of road trips around the U.S., and we went out to national parks, state parks. We did a lot of camping and hiking. So, by the time I was in high school, I'd seen the eastern part of the United States. I've been to the ocean, to the mountains, rivers, lakes. We've done a lot of hiking in forests and climbing mountains and so on. So that's where I got my great love of the great outdoors and hiking and cycling. So that's one of the skills that I learned. If this at all inspires you or interests you, then please come and check out my travel blog, lashworldtour.com. Lashworldtour, one word.com. On there, I'm writing continuous stories every week about my ongoing travels. I write about travel stories, amusing things that happened to me, travel tips, and galleries. So please come and check out my website, and I hope you have a great time this weekend at the New York Travel Festival. get inspired to travel and just take that first step and get out there. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.